Hey everybody, come join me in my sauna. Yes, I'm here to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 3, Episode 9. So let's get started. It begins with them still at the pool site from last time. And after Marceau, Kimmy, and Maurice finish talking and arguing back and forth, Tisha decides to apologize to Kimmy for questioning her. They hug and they cry a little and they make up. Okay, the next morning, they talk about the night before and plans for the day. And then Martell wants to know why Kim is asking everybody if Mel is coming or not. He feels she should ask him that. So anyway, he answers and said Mel said she was not coming. And so then Tiffany chimes in and calls Mel the baby mama. And Martell didn't like it. He said, don't call her that. She's my ex-wife. Tiffany be trying to get a reaction from everybody. She just got what she'll say anything. Okay? And then Kim and Martell are in the kitchen talking about his and Mel's relationship. And Martell said he don't always want to talk about him and Mel's situation all the time. And then they said they shall see if she shows up. Okay, then they go to Louis and Tiffany. They're in their room and talk to the kids on the phone. After that, Tiffany tells Louis that she wanted to be there for her son's first haircut. And Louis had took him to get a haircut. And she wasn't there. And so that's understandable. The parents have a choice. And so she chose to be there at her kid's first time doing anything. I understand that. Moving on. They're all sitting around talking. Downstairs, Mel shows up. And I can tell Martell wants his wife back, or his ex-wife. And Mel knows it, so she's kind of acting annoyed with him for talking to her or at her or whatever. Okay, Mel didn't know her friend Tiffany was going to be there, and I can't believe that. But anyway, and she didn't know Martell was coming. But I think both of them was glad to see each other either way. And Tiffany says in her confessional that she hoped Martell and Melody get along because they're not there for them. And I don't know how she can fix something out to say that when she don't know how to act as somebody's function. And then the men, they're on their bus to their destination, and the women are on a separate bus. And the men are talking about divorce. Then we go to the women, and they're talking about Mel's video. And Tisha asks her, is the guy playing her husband bald head and brown skin? And she said yes. And that was funny because that's the same as Martell. Okay, then we go back to the men. And they want to know how Martell feels about Mel being there. And Martell said he's not going to cause any problems or make Mel mad about anything, so to speak. Okay. Then we go back to the women, and Mel said that this is what God wanted her to do. And I'm not touching that one. Okay. Then we go back to the men. And Marceau says it's hard to be married and it's hard to be divorced. Then Maurice says, but sometimes your option is better to be divorced. And Marceau said he chose to stick it out other than divorcing. Then back to the women, and Mel is not in a place for friendship with Martell yet. And Tisha says she's trying to protect her heart, of course. And then we go back to the men, and Martell says that there is life after divorce. And Maurice and Martell agrees that sometimes it's better after divorce. Marceau said he made two mistakes, mistaking money for success and sex for love. And he could have been divorced in the past, but he's stuck in there. And he said his aunt told him a story about being staying in her marriage because at the end it was worth holding on to the kids. with the kids. And he said, so in the beginning it might not be worth it, but in the end it's worth it. And it's like he's stepping on Maurice's toes, because Maurice in the confessional said he didn't want to talk about it anymore. But I understand. So they got to the place with the go-karts, or the slingshots, whatever they call those cars. And our Destiny shows up, and the owner reads the rules for driving the carts. And Martell says Mel can't drive, and Destiny agrees, and I think Mel was a little offended. And then in the confessional, Martell talks about people saying his clothes are too little. I think he looked good. He could go up a size or not. Okay, and then Marceau and Tisha, they show them in the go-kart, and I could have done without seeing Marceau lick Tisha lips. Ew. Okay. So then everybody's enjoying the go-karts, and Martell says he's bringing his kids for a tour, and Kimmy says when they all together, they have fun, and Tiffany says being there is like a breath of fresh air. So everybody's being positive. So they finish the drive, and they park, and they get out to take selfies and see the views. Mel was being kind of extra, I think. And Tisha wants Maurice to keep an eye on Marceau. Why? I don't know, because Maurice is not going to tell you if Marceau does something. But on the other hand, he could stop Marceau for her, I guess. And then this happened. Mel calls Martell over to the side to talk to him about Brittany. And to me, that's discipline him as though he's a kid. These are grown-ups. Brittany can confront Martell herself. Mel, you already apologized to her, because that's just going to cause an argument. I know Martell did it to Mel when he went to her about her brother, but both of them were wrong. And so even though she said that, Martell, you could have answered a little better. You could have told her you didn't want to talk about that. Okay, so but Brittany and Martell are grown. Brittany can go to Martell if she wants to, because in the last scene with Brittany, she gave Martell a pass. So they get into it, and Mel keep taunting Martell with her video, and they try to stop her from doing that. And Martell kept responding, so both of them were wrong. They kept going back and forth, and she kept bringing the song up, and he kept responding to it. And so, to me, they both were acting out in front of everybody, okay? So, like I said in my title, I have a song, and I'm going to sing my song. I don't have music, but here I go. Why you mad at her for singing this song, both talking nonstop every beat of a drum? Maybe on Google, Facebook, Instagram, Skype, stop the hype. Because she's a go-getter, not a lame quitter. You not with her, so go back to Twitter, because you're bitter. That's all I got. I would love to see Martell and Mel get back together. But anyway, stay blessed. And next time, y'all join me again in my sauna. Boom.